This episode is presented to you in the form of an audiobook. Have you ever made a plan to turn your life around? You tell yourself, tomorrow I'm going to wake up early, hit the gym, get my work done, and be super productive. You feel confident about it, like you're finally going to make progress and be consistent with it. But then, tomorrow arrives, and when you wake up, you feel like a completely different person. The person who made those plans the day before doesn't seem to exist anymore. Instead, you find yourself avoiding everything you said you were going to do. If this sounds familiar, don't worry. You're not broken. You're not lazy. The real issue isn't about failing to execute your plan. It's about misunderstanding how your mind works. In today's episode, we're going to explore why consistency is so difficult, and how the real problem isn't discipline, motivation, or willpower. The real issue is that you're not the same person every day. In fact, you're constantly changing. And the version of you that made the plan yesterday might not be the one who shows up today. Understanding this is the key to making sustainable change in your life. Think about who you were 5 years ago. How did you dress? What kind of music did you listen to? What goals did you have? Now compare that version of you to who you are today. You're probably a completely different person, right? Your mindset, your priorities, the way you approach life. It's all changed. But here's the interesting part. That same level of change happens every single day. We just don't notice it because the changes are subtle. We assume we are one consistent person, but in reality, we are a collection of different versions of ourselves, gradually evolving with each passing day. For example, one day, you might wake up as the version of yourself who's motivated, eager to exercise, and ready to tackle your to-do list. The next day, though, you might wake up feeling like you don't want to do anything. And yet, we expect these different versions of ourselves to act the same way every day, to have the same priorities, the same discipline, the same goals. That's where things go wrong. We're not the same person every day. So no wonder consistency feels so hard. Stop thinking of your life as a solo mission, and start seeing it more like a team relay. Imagine you're playing a video game, but instead of controlling your character the whole time, a new player takes over every 5 minutes. Each version of you is just one player in the sequence. Now think about it. If the player before you slacked off, wasted resources, or ignored the mission, you'd spawn into a mess. You'd be frustrated because you have to clean up their mistakes before making any progress of your own. We often think of consistency as doing the same thing every single day, showing up, sticking to the plan. But in real life, consistency looks a little different. It's more like a team effort between the you from today and the you from tomorrow. The you from today is playing the game right now, but the you from tomorrow is next in line. If you procrastinate and avoid what matters, tomorrow's version of you wakes up to chaos and no motivation. The cycle repeats, and the game just gets harder. But if the you from today makes good decisions, then the you from tomorrow wakes up with momentum. That's real consistency. Not about being perfect, not about staying the same every day. It's about recognizing that you are a temporary player in the game, and your job is to set up the next version of yourself for success. But why do we keep making things harder for our future selves? The answer lies in how our brains are wired. There's a psychological bias called future discounting, our tendency to favor instant gratification over long-term benefit. That's why you eat junk food today, knowing it'll make you feel bad tomorrow. It's why you stay up late scrolling your phone, even when you know you'll regret it. It's not a discipline issue, it's just how the brain works. Your brain literally sees the you from tomorrow as a stranger. For example, if I asked you to choose between $100 now or $200 a year from now, most people would take the $100, even though waiting would give you more. Historically, our ancestors relied on quick rewards to survive. But in modern life, that same wiring sabotages our future. So, how do we fix it? Most people struggle with consistency because they think progress is an all-or-nothing game. They think, if I can't make huge strides every day, then I'm failing. But that's not how progress works. Instead of rushing through life like it's a race, think of it more like a video game with save points. You don't have to complete everything in one go. You just need to make it to the next checkpoint. And once you do, your progress is saved. Even if you take a break, you don't lose it. You just pick up where you left off. Life works the same way. If you're struggling with productivity, don't try to finish everything at once. Just complete one small task, something the next version of you can build on. If you're too tired to work out, don't skip it entirely. Go for a 10-minute walk. Do a single set. Even a small effort builds momentum. If you don't feel like cleaning the house, don't do the whole thing. Just clean one area. Give tomorrow's you one less thing to deal with. The goal is simple. Make sure every version of you inherits a slightly better setup than the last. Now, some of you might be thinking, all right, I get it. I need to set up future me for success. But honestly, I don't even care about that version. And that, right there, is where most people struggle. It's not because you lack motivation. It's because you don't value yourself enough to care about your future. Think about it. We make sacrifices for the people we care about. If your best friend needed help, you'd be there. If your pet needed food, you'd take care of them. But if you don't care about yourself, you won't make sacrifices for your future self. If you love yourself, you invest in your future. If you don't, you sabotage it. Most people are way harsher on themselves than they'd ever be to someone else. If your friend was struggling, you'd say, "Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. Just take one step." But when you struggle, you say, "I'm so lazy. I'll never get my life together." That negative self-talk, it's a huge reason why consistency feels so hard. Because honestly, why would you take care of someone you don't even like? Here's a mindset shift that helps immediately. Imagine future you as a separate person. Treat them like your best friend or your little sibling. Would you sabotage their life? Or would you make things easier for them? The more you see your future self as someone worth helping, the easier consistency becomes. Final takeaway. Stop trying to be consistent as one person. Start thinking of life as a series of different players passing the baton forward. The only thing you need to do is set up the next version of you for an easier start. Stop viewing life as a grind. Treat it like a relay, where each version of you does their part. And if each version gives just a little bit of effort, over time, you'll build real, effortless consistency. Before we end, here's a question for you. What's one thing you can do today to make life easier for future you? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to hear what small changes you're making. And if you want more content like this, subscribe for more psychology-based strategies to improve your life. Thanks for listening. And remember, you don't have to win the whole game today. You just have to set up the next player for an easier time.